Chapter 7. Thoughts about Life. A good reputation is better than expensive perfume, and the day you die is better than the day you are born. It is better to go to a home where there is mourning than to one where there is a party, because the living should always remind themselves that death is waiting for us all. Sorrow is better than laughter. It may sadden your face, but it sharpens your understanding. Someone who is always thinking about happiness is a fool. A wise person thinks about death. It is better to have wise people reprimand you than to have stupid people sing your praises. When a fool laughs, it is like thorns crackling in a fire. It doesn't mean a thing. You may be wise, but if you cheat someone, you are acting like a fool. If you take a bribe, you ruin your character. The end of something is better than its beginning. Patience is better than pride. Keep your temper under control. It is foolish to harbor a grudge. Never ask, "Oh, why were things so much better in the old days?" It's not an intelligent question. Everyone who lives ought to be wise. It is as good as receiving an inheritance, and will give you as much security as money can. Wisdom keeps you safe. This is the advantage of knowledge. Think about what God has done. How can anyone straighten out what God has made crooked? When things are going well for you, be glad. When trouble comes, just remember, God sends both happiness and trouble. You never know what is going to happen next. My life has been useless, but in it I have seen everything. Some good people may die while others live on, even though they are evil. So don't be too good or too wise. Why kill yourself? But don't be too wicked or too foolish either. Why die before you have to? Avoid both extremes. If you have reverence for God, you will be successful anyway. Wisdom does more for a person than 10 rulers can do for a city. There is no one on earth who does what is right all the time and never makes a mistake. Don't pay attention to everything people say. You may hear your servant insulting you, and you know yourself that you have insulted other people many times. I used my wisdom to test all of this. I was determined to be wise, but it was beyond me. How can anyone discover what life means? It is too deep for us, too hard to understand. But I devoted myself to knowledge and study. I was determined to find wisdom and the answers to my questions, and to learn how wicked and foolish stupidity is. I found something more bitter than death, the woman who is like a trap. The love she offers you will catch you like a net, and her arms around you will hold you like a chain. A man who pleases God can get away, but she will catch the sinner. Yes, said the philosopher, I found this out little by little while I was looking for answers. I have looked for other answers but have found none. I found one man in 1,000 that I could respect, but not one woman. This is all that I have learned. God made us plain and simple, but we have made ourselves very complicated. Only the wise know what things really mean. Wisdom makes them smile and makes their frowns disappear. Obey the king. Do what the king says, and don't make any rash promises to God. The king can do anything he likes, so depart from his presence. Don't stay in such a dangerous place. The king acts with authority, and no one can challenge what he does. As long as you obey his commands, you are safe, and a wise person knows how and when to do it. There's a right time and a right way to do everything, but we know so little. None of us knows what is going to happen, and there is no one to tell us. No one can keep from dying or put off the day of death. That is a battle we cannot escape. We cannot cheat our way out. The wicked and the righteous. I saw all this when I thought about the things that are done in this world, a world where some people have power and others have to suffer under them. Yes, I have seen the wicked buried, and in their graves, but on the way back from the cemetery people praise them in the very city where they did their evil. It is useless. Why do people commit crimes so readily? Because crime is not punished quickly enough. A sinner may commit 100 crimes and still live. Oh yes, I know what they say. If you obey God, everything will be all right. But it will not go well for the wicked. Their life is like a shadow, and they will die young because they do not obey God. But this is nonsense. Look at what happens in the world. Sometimes the righteous get the punishment of the wicked, and the wicked get the reward of the righteous. I say it is useless. So I am convinced that we should enjoy ourselves, because the only pleasure we have in this life is eating and drinking and enjoying ourselves. We can at least do this as we labor during the life that God has given us in this world. Whenever I tried to become wise and learn what goes on in the world, I realized that you could stay awake night and day and never be able to understand what God is doing. However hard you try, you will never find out. The wise may claim to know, but they don't.